so far the season hadn't turned out the way we all had hoped it would turn out. We got physically beat up pretty good against Tennessee Martin on Saturday. We couldn't stop the run, which means you can't stop the pass. We didn't force them to punt, and whenever you do that, you're not going to win the ball game. And we had a couple turnovers there that extended their lead. But the positive is we did continue to fight. We didn't quit. We kicked off with 50 seconds to go in the third quarter, and we had cut the lead back to 14. Janowski Davis made a great play on the kickoff. We pinned them in right around the 15-yard line. Felt like we had some momentum. Our sideline was excited, but they went down and scored and made it a 21-point game again. And I know you guys saw the game, and you know that, but I think that says a lot about the young guys on our football team that we never could get over the hump. We got in a big hole, and then all of a sudden we're headed into the fourth quarter, and we got some momentum on our side and have a legitimate shot at coming back and at least having a chance to win the game late in the fourth quarter. But we couldn't do it. Again, just beat us at the point of attack, and very disappointing. But we got another game this week, and we gotta find a way to put ourselves in a position to play a little bit better than we did this past week.
You're taking on an Eastern Illinois team that's gotten it going. They're 4-1 in conference right now, new coach, new quarterback, and they're still the same Panthers. Conference-wise,
they got a lot of the same players. They play really good defense, and you talk about a tough schedule. I mean, they had a tough schedule to start the season. It was about as bad as our schedule was to start the season, but they've got on a roll. I think they kind of found their way on offense now. They do a lot more. They run the quarterback a lot more than they did with the guy that they had last season, and they're playing really good. And that's a tough place to play. It's probably be cold. It'd probably be windy, and we got to go up there and play it suited up again and see what we can do.
And what do you say to the guys this week for motivation to get them ready? I mean, I know you guys do a lot of the same things all the time, but you're at the point where you're still hopefully maybe trying to get a winning season or make some kind of shakeup in the conference.
Well, yeah. I mean, we just want to win a game. I mean, that's our goal each week. We really care less about how we affect the conference race and all that. We got 3 games left to play. You can't ever accomplish anything without having great enthusiasm. And our guys were disappointed yesterday, but they know. I mean, they can sit there and see that we got to do some things better on game day in order to put ourselves in a position to win. So I think what I just said about us having a chance to win last week after the poor start just shows that our team's not going to quit by any stretch of the imagination. We're going to go out there and play hard, and it's amazing. Each week in football, is just it's a new week, and we can't do anything about what's taken place up to this point. All we can do is focus on Eastern Illinois and try to go up there and knock them off.
Are there things that you can change or will change, or just try to do things better?
Well, I think you get to this point, Neil, you try to do things better. I don't. Could you go out there and maybe change a few things and get the guys fired up about it maybe, and then you go out there in the first series, all that fired upness, it wears off. I don't think that what we're doing scheme-wise is bad. We're scoring a lot of points. I mean, we are turning the ball over some. And again, you look at the guys that are turning it over are guys that haven't played a whole lot of ball. KD, he's playing as good as any sophomore quarterback I've ever had, and he had 2 unfortunate picks in the game. One of them got tipped, and if it doesn't get tipped, Navarre's going to catch it, and I don't know that he could have outrun them. But he would have run 50 yards before anybody touched him. I can assure you that. And then the other one, the guy made a really good play on. So I think his play's getting better. I think when you throw for over 400 yards, 5 touchdowns, I mean, it's a pretty good day. And we ran the ball when we needed to the other night. We just knew the type of defense they were playing. They stacked the box with 7 men in the box to your 5. and they play man coverage every single snap. So we knew going into the game we were going to have to throw the ball to win the game, and defensively. We just played soft. I'll be as nice as I can about it. We played soft up front, and when you do that, you're gonna get whooped, and that's what happened to us. And our guys got to toughen up and hold the point of attack and play a little better than they did on Saturday.
Yeah, that's the one I was getting at, was the defensive part. So you think it's just that part?
I guess. Well, I got you there, Neil. I like to answer the question and then expand on them. I didn't do either one. I didn't understand your question. I apologize. I should. We spend as much time as me and you spend together. We put at the end of the game, or not at the end of the game, but about the second quarter, we started putting 8 and 9 men in there to try to stop the run, and we still couldn't stop the run. We slanted, we started blitzing a little bit more, but we just got mashed. And the way we play and the way everybody plays defense is your D-line have to hold off blocks and let your linebackers run. And they were doing a really good job of getting up to our second level without much resistance, or we were doing a really poor job of allowing them or holding them from getting to that level. So it didn't show, but we blitzed more than we have all season. We played a little bit more aggressive on that side of the ball than we have all season, and then you still give up the 400 yards. So, I don't know if it's a scheme issue, if it's a player issue. I don't think it's. I think the scheme's solid, and I just think we got to do a better job of executing, is what it boils down to.
Tell me about the challenges Jalen Whitlow, a quarterback who can run like he can, brings to you this week.
Well, that's always tough when you got a QB that can run. I know James, he's always wanting KD to run, and you need to talk to KD. I mean, that guy, he has the option to run every time he gets the ball back there. But they have a lot more design, straight, hey, we're going to snap it to you, and you're going to run the football. But he's a good athlete. You play in the SEC, you're pretty good. I mean, no matter how it all transpired, you're still a pretty good player. So he's going to pose a lot of problems to us, and he's an elite quarterback, and those guys are very difficult to start. I kind of put it in this term. I got some St. Louis Cardinal fans. I know you are right there, but when you're watching pro baseball or pro football or pro basketball, you sit there and you're going, golly, man, that guy's not very good. That guy's not very good. That guy's not very. You probably do it. We all do it. Well, he may not be very good compared to the other guys on that pro team, but he's still an elite athlete. I mean, he's still one of the best in the world. And I use that analogy with guys that transfer, like a Whitlow. He may not have been quite good enough to break the lineup there consistently for Kentucky, but he's still one of the elite players in college football, and we're going to have our hands full with him.
It's also a time where you can sit there and say, just 5 seniors on defense, 2 on offense. Like you said, you're starting a redshirt sophomore quarterback who just, started for the first time this year, as some of the reasons why you're having that trouble, and you can actually say, we're a young team.
Well, facts are the facts. We are a very young team. That's no excuse for, a couple of the games that we played. You look back and, you look on the season. We wasn't going to beat Louisville. Western Michigan's turned out to be a little bit better than everybody thought they were going to be. That's usually my luck. Should have beat Tennessee Tech. Should have beat Austin Peay. Had a chance there. Jacksonville State was better than us, and then this team last week, they proved that they were a lot better than us right now. So, there's a couple wins we left out there, and then the other games, we got beat pretty soundly in. So the facts are the facts when it comes to that. But we are young, and we got a lot of guys getting a lot of playing time that I think bodes well for the future. Offensively, we lose both of our tackles, who are really good players, and Navarre Griffin. Those are the guys that have produced the most. And other than that, you got everybody coming back. And then defensively, Travis Taylor's been playing really well, and Anthony Hayes and Felton Collins and Perry Cooper, and then you got everybody, and Kadarius Sanders, then you got everybody coming back. So, we are playing a lot of young guys. A lot of backups are getting some reps, and some of those guys aren't ready to play. And due to some injuries we had this week, there's a couple guys right now that we brought in this morning that if anybody else goes down, we're going to have to pull their redshirt years and play them, just because we at some positions we're kind of depleted there. So the future looks good because we got a lot of good young players. I said that before the season started, but I'm not a history major. I can't predict the future. I live in the now, and we got to do what we got to do this week to find a way to try to compete and win a football game.
Can you talk about some of those players that might lose that red shirt, or is that something you can't talk about?
Well, I'd rather not say right now in case they don't get in, and if they get in, we'll talk about them next week. But we got a few guys. I mean, you look at this week, Jalen Harrington, he's still out. Zach Littlefield, he's still out. Chris Allen, he's out. He's a defensive back. Bishop Woods was out this week, and that hurt us some. He got a concussion on Thursday at practice, so he didn't play. And then Perry Cooper, if we had to play today, he's out. T-Ray Malone, if we had to play today, he's out. Demetric Johnson, he's out. And I think that's it. I wrote them down because I didn't know. I knew somebody was going to ask, so I wrote them all down if we had to play today. So hopefully a couple of them could get well by the end of the week. But all those guys won't get much practice time this week, just to try to get them ready to go play on Saturday.